Okay. Let's see if we remember how to do this. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Come Up With Bob. Joined as always by my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
HW, baby!
Now that all the drama, well, for the moment, the drama is taken care of for the moment. You can catch us here, hopefully, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, talking about all the news in wrestling. You follow us on social media, scrolling below and in the description. And oh my God, it has been a minute. But we're back. We got a lot to get caught up on.
Hell yeah.
And we got 2 pay-per-views coming up before the end of the month. So we got to get ready for those. Talk about all the craziness that's going on in the world of professional wrestling. And just try to reconnect and get this thing going again, man. But appreciate everybody. Like I said, appreciate all the well wishes and everybody. Like I said, we had a lot of drama going on. We're still, obviously, you can tell because behind me, you see nothing. I got no flare up. I got nothing interesting. So we'll be changing that as time goes on. But yeah, we had a little bit of a family emergency kind of thing. We had to do an emergency move. My sister's father-in-law had a stroke. They just did not have the room for him. And so there'd always been this decision that they wanted to switch houses with my parents, and with me and my parents, so that they had more room and everything. And my parents are getting too old, so it's easier for me to help take care of them, and it's easier for them to help take care of him. So I appreciate leg kick. It's it's life, man. And Frank's dealing with a lot of stuff with his mom. And by the way, we appreciate all the thoughts and prayers and everything that everybody's been sending out. Those helps a lot, guys. We appreciate it. But leg kick wrestling is in the dregs. It's suffering a little bit, man. There's a guy standing in the middle of the road next to the freeway. Should I be worried? Dude, I just saw a video of a kid who got hit by a cop car, because the cop car was responding to an incident, and so obviously he's driving there at a high rate of speed. The kid was in the middle of the road, and it didn't look like he was. And he was on a skateboard. So first of all, he was on a skateboard. Secondly, people say, "Oh, well, he was crossing the road." I'm like, he was going parallel down the middle of the road. It was like he was skating down the middle of the road. And I'm like, that's not trying to cross the street here. So because everyone's saying, "Oh, the cop needs to be fired," blah 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 blah. And I'm like, that's not what it looked like to me. So yeah, be careful, dude. People are crazy, brother. Before him getting going, he's a Big Daddy said, "Hey, yo, welcome back. Appreciate that, Big Daddy." Yes, I know. My blood sugar's saying that you're dying. Malacito, let me see if I can remember this. What's up, people? What's up, Malacito? Appreciate you, brother.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
And see, but like I said, appreciate that, guys. Already late, just like old times. Yeah, we had a little bit of a problem there. Appreciate that, man. But dude, did you watch? Yeah, it was me. No, I had some technical difficulties, man. I had to move all my crap. What do you want me to say? Did you watch Did you watch Saturday night's main event?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What did you think?
Predictable. Very predictable.
A little bit. What did you think about all the especially what did you like before we get into it? I just want to get like real quick touch base with you. What did you think about the Jey Uso CM Punk match?
A little clunky. That neck breaker that CM Punk tried to do, where Jey Uso just spun himself back around.
Yeah,
and
he was just moving weird. But we'll get into that because there's a lot of stuff going on about that. But before we do that, let's go ahead and what am I doing? I'm trying to pull up the videos here. By the way, we are streaming on X, we are streaming on YouTube, and we are now streaming on Facebook. Yay!
Let's do it to it.
Yeah, hopefully we drum up a little bit more attention here. Like I said, we appreciate everybody that sent the well wishes and everything. And like I said, sorry it took so long for us to get back here and get things going. But man, it was just one thing after the other. But before we do that, let's go ahead and let's bring it back around, man. Let's get into our little segment, a little favorite thing we call Good. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Oh, I got ahead of myself there for a second.
Yeah.
But appreciate it, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. Dude, this is how out of practice I am. I didn't give Big Daddy his hey yo.
Hey yo.
Sorry about that, Big Daddy. I got around to it eventually, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. But all right, man. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It is episode 177. That is an odd number. That is my boy right here. So
HW, baby. Let's kick it off.
You got the floor, my brother. Let's hear it.
Yeah, we've been gone for like a hot month. A lot going on, up and down. First, thoughts and prayers to my mom. Just, dementia and all that she got going on. It's just, I had called hospice in last week, and I don't know. I really don't. So,
I'm praying for you, bro.
Each day is different. Each day is uncertain. So, but the good, man, where do I start? Holy crap. Like I said, there's so much that's happened over the last couple of weeks. It's crazy. Let's just go recently. The good. MJF, hopefully he's going to be back soon, but let's move on from that. The good is hopefully they'll do something with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, specifically Breaker. I mean, I think he deserves the spotlight to run with it. I'm not big on Logan Paul possibly being part of Vision.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
But with Seth out, he's out till probably WrestleMania next year. They're hoping to have him back by then. But I really want to see what he's going to do with Braun Breaker. They were going to break them up sometime next year, but obviously Seth's injury forced them to change it a little bit there, but it is what it is. Injuries happen in the business, and I just look forward to hopefully see what he can do with these guys, because Braun Breaker is the next John Cena, Roman Reigns of this company, and I don't want them to wait for another 10 years to start pushing this guy. They need to build him up, and if they do it right, maybe he gets 18 before he's done.
I'll tell you, dude. I really do think he's the best blend of his dad and his uncle.
He could break Cena's record if they start pushing him soon. If they wait,
Yep.
I think that's a mistake. I really do. But that's my thoughts on him. The bad, man.
What do you pick?
It was predictable with the matches on Saturday Night's Main Event. But the match, the Intercontinental Championship match, since he's been back, Russo has done nothing but lose. Like, why come back if all you're going to be doing is being a jobber to these guys?
He wanted to be back in WWE, man.
But that was bad. I mean, I liked Dominic ringing the bell to that. That was unique. I like that.
Yeah.
But it's Rusev constantly losing or getting pinned. The Jade Cargill just beating down just a squash match on Tiffy. Like, they couldn't let her get any offense in. But Jade Cargill's not that good. She's not a long, drawn-out match wrestler.
No, she's Goldberg.
Yeah, she's Goldberg. She's a female Goldberg. She's like China was better than her.
They tried to turn her into something else when she got there. It didn't work. So they went back to type and they repositioned her just like she was in AEW.
Yeah.
Which is probably the smart thing to do.
And Bully Ray said
it's just unfortunate that it came at Tiffy's expense.
Yeah, and like Bully Ray said, Bully Ray didn't want either Punk or Jey Uso winning the title match. He'd rather it been a fresher face like LA Knight or somebody in the match to have the strap. But I didn't want Jey Uso with the title. He already had his opportunity. I just think he may get over with this yeet, but he's not main event Jey Uso. He's not that guy that want to put the title on and have him be the face of SmackDown.
Yeah, and we talked about this
Raw,
a little bit. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit too, where they're all saying he's not just an entrance. Yeah, he is. Right now he is. And here's the thing. Jay has shown that he does have ability. Okay? And it's like but this is right now that's all he is. He's an entrance. And when that's all you are, the gimmick gets old really fast.
Yeah, leg kick. Yeah, I mean it's fragile Phil. How long till something breaks on him?
I gotta say though, putting the belt on him, if you're not gonna push Breaker, which I think is stupid, then who else do you have? You have to go with him.
Yeah, but
it just doesn't. Yeah, I the way he is right now, I 100% agree, and we're gonna talk about this a little bit too because there's multiple different stories out about what happened in that match, and we're gonna talk about it.
And my ugly, I can go multiple ways. The Seth injury where he's out for 6 months. The Jacob Fatu where he's getting dental work done and he's out for a month or two, if not longer.
Good. Maybe they'll figure out how to book him instead of
Tiffany Stratton with her knee.
Yep.
There's a lot of injuries cropping up lately. I mean, they had to go with the whole strip Seth Rollins of his title. That's how bad he is. But my real ugly is, for the love of God, why? We already know Gunther is going to be John Cena's final opponent.
Yep.
You have to have a tournament.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
and you say it's going to be it's going to be Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and some guys who aren't even on the roster.
Hint, hint, hint.
Matt Cardona.
It might be. Yeah. Well, no. The reason why they're saying is like, hey guys, it might be Chris Jericho. It might be Edge. It's not going to be either one. It's going to be.
It might be Jericho. It might be Edge. It might be Moxley. No, it ain't any of those three guys. Maybe Cardona.
Yeah. You know what though?
Maybe Henry.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's going to be freaking. It's going to be Matt Cardona.
But in the end, is going to be Gunther.
Yep. So why not just build to that now?
Yeah. And from what I was seeing, it might be Dominic versus Cena prior to it, and Cena takes the IC title off of
Dominic,
and then loses it to Gunther.
Completes the trifecta, yeah.
Yeah. But making a big deal out of John Cena's final, and and final thing, honorable mention is Triple H and WWE complaining about the lack of attendance at SmackDown, at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Well, you didn't do a
very
very
good
job.
TKO that wants to jack up the prices.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
You
leg kick.
You price yourself out of the market. People aren't going to show up.
No, and we knew that was eventually going to happen. If they kept going that way, because WWE is not UFC. Okay, UFC has a little bit of an elitist thing to it. For live attendance, WWE has always been a family thing. So, and like who else? Scottish Warrior, LA Knight. Yeah, dude. I'm high on Drew McIntyre, bro. I'm super high on Drew McIntyre, and it pisses me off the way that he's been treated. That dude when he had that run during COVID, he got screwed because of COVID. When he had that run during COVID, man, when he faced off against Brock at the Rumble, the fans were losing their crap, and when he faced off against Undertaker, look at it, dude, like he's a big freaking dude. He's a guy, and he's good. He's a guy that you could really build around, and they've just never really pulled the trigger right with him. So
you're GBU, and I will be right back. I got to run upstairs real quick.
All right, man. My GBU. All right, so I'm gonna start with my good. The absolute best thing going in AEW right now. Kazuchika Okada feuding with Konosuke Takeshita. We have been wanting this forever. The two of them, Okada is one of the best wrestlers of his generation. He still has, when he's being done right, he still has that allure that he had. And Konosuke Takeshita is the future. He is 100%. That guy has megastar written all over him. If New Japan doesn't drop a blank check in front of this dude to secure him for their future, they're screwing up. And it is 110% the best thing going in AEW. And as a minor side to that, Samoa Joe is the gift that keeps on giving, man. I love that guy. And to be completely honest, if it was me, I'd put the belt on him. I really would. He's good at everything. But Okada Takeshita is awesome. It's awesome. And that match is going to be fantastic. My bad. Jey Uso's flubs at Saturday Night's Main Event. Like I said, we're going to get into it a little bit more, talk about this because there's a whole lot of different stories floating around about what happened. We're going to have to wait to see exactly what happened and what's going on. But it didn't look good. And Saturday Night's Main Event was just kind of, it was very paint by the numbers. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And then another. I'm sorry. What's up?
Sorry. One of the good things about it was there wasn't an important amount of commercials.
No, thank God. Yeah, it didn't seem very. It wasn't. It didn't seem like a very long, overly drawn pay-per-view, which is good, because in particular the way that a lot of those matches went down, I just don't think it would have stood up. But then a side note for me, and I understand this is a personal thing. I'm an old-fashioned guy. Why are we having a women's blood and guts match? Why? What's the freaking point? Okay. Yes, I understand the ladies can do it. I understand that they, what I don't need to see them bleeding buckets. Okay. I don't. Okay. I get, I'm not a big death match. I've said it before. I understand why people like it. I'm not a big death match guy. And I definitely don't want to see women in death matches. Okay. I'm sorry. I just, if you think that makes me sexist or whatever. Insert istophobe here. Don't care. I think it's stupid. Doesn't need to happen. Women's equality, except when I'm telling you, man. I'm so tired of that argument. I don't want to hear it anymore. Okay. I watched Tamika Brents get her freaking skull caved in by Fallon Fox in one round in a UFC fight. And that was legitimately one of the first fights, one of the only fights I ever watched where I was legitimately thinking they better stop this fight or someone's going to die. So, yeah, like your bra and panties mud match. Yeah, at least they were feminine. So, sorry, again, like I said, if you think it makes me a sexist, blah, 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 whatever, don't care. And my ugly, and we're going to talk about this too. As good as Takeshita Okada is, and as much as I am so desperately want to see that match, and it is going to be a freaking banger, and they have amazing chemistry. I agree, Malcito. I don't know whose bright idea it was to put them in a freaking match with literally the worst storyline in professional wrestling this year. But Takeshita Okada versus Caster and Bowens on Collision was one of the dumbest pieces of crap I've ever seen. It was awful. It was the drizzling shits. That's how bad it was. It was terrible. And we're going to talk about it because that's one of the first. That's one of the this year. That's probably the match that I watched this year where I'm like, literally, I want my freaking time back. This is awful. Nobody cares. Just put Caster and Bowens back together as a tag team and see if you can salvage something out of them. But the way they are right now, nobody cares, and it's ice cold. It is awful. Paddling on the pole is extreme as it gets. Oh God, jeez, dude. All right, and that's my GBU. So what do you guys think? What's your GBU? Somebody had their GBU up here. The good sky blue when she's in her gear. My damn. The bad, killing the momentum on Steiner. The ugly, the year long no compete clause. Yeah, that's a load of crap, man. And look, I get it. I get that he got released for disciplinary reasons. Okay, I understand that. Gotcha. I get it. But telling someone they can't work for a freaking year,
that's crazy.
That's ridiculous. Okay, 9 months is normal. Okay, if you get released for disciplinary action, okay, tag another 60 days on there or something like that. Even that's understandable. A freaking year, you're out of your mind. That's insane. And what was his name? The wrestler who was a lawyer as well.
Dave Otunga.
Dave Otunga. Yeah. Dave Otunga was talking about it. He was like, dude, if he takes that to court, he'll win. There's no way. There's no way they can do that. There's no way they can force you not to work for a freaking year.
It's your livelihood. It's what you were trained to do. Like you're telling the guy he can't do what he does every day.
Well, yeah, you telling him he's not allowed to apply his trade. But and here's the thing. It's not like you can't do it at this company or that company. It's you can't do it anywhere at all. And it's like, nah, nope. That's not going to fly. So I'm hoping he's going to fight it. You know, I get why they put that in. Like, look, if we release you for disciplinary reasons, we're not getting what we want out of you, etc. I understand that. Tag another, 30 days or 60 days on there. Okay. I mean, it's a stretch, but I could even see 90 days. But a freaking year? You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yes.
What do you guys want to talk about? Well, I'll tell you what I want to talk about. Let's talk about Jey Uso and the multiple stories that are coming out about what happened on Saturday night's main event. And some of this is stemming from Jey himself. Some of the tweets he made on social media and whatnot, and some of it is coming from a couple different sources. Now, whether it's real or not, we don't know, and we're never going to know. Until something gets corroborated, take everything with a grain of salt.
Yes.
But the two of the stories that I've heard, I believe, are possibilities. Malasigo said Ricochet's wife still has 2 years and she ain't a wrestler. Yeah, someone told me that the reason why she has 2 years is because she still had a year on her contract or something like that. But I don't think that's true. I think she her contract ran out and she just decided not to resign. No. So if she got released early, if they let her out early, then okay. It's still think it's stupid that you can't wrestle for 2 years. You can't do anything in wrestling for 2 years, but
yeah, that's insane.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, if that's the case, then that's ridiculous. But if she still had time in her contract, hey, you want it out. So anybody that watched that match, one, Jey did not look particularly crisp. All right. Say what you want about how he wrestles in the ring as a singles wrestler, etc. I still think he's far better as a tag team specialist. Not all tag team wrestlers can be singles people. All right. But he has looked a lot better than this.
Yes.
This was the worst he's looked since that WrestleMania match with his brother. Okay. And if you guys remember that WrestleMania match was dog crap. That WrestleMania match was one of the worst matches of the year. But fast forward to this match, and a lot of people there's a lot of talk about the fact that he's unhappy with the way he's being received by the wrestling fans. They love his entrance. Like I said, he's a popular entrance, but just like we say about a lot of people, just like we say about Jade Cargill, just like we used to say about Moose, once you step between the ropes, they become suspect.
Yep.
And that's the way Jey has been in his singles run. He has not been as good a singles wrestler as he was a tag team wrestler. And his first title run was not particularly great. But you've got guys like his dad who's running his mouth saying, "Oh, it's racism, it's this, that." No, it's just not. It just hasn't been very entertaining. And like I said, when all you are is an entrance, there's got to be more meat on the bone there.
Yes.
As a singles wrestler, I think he's extremely overrated. I'm sorry, he just is. Might be drinking again. That's one of the things. It wasn't not that he's drinking. One of the reports came in and said that because he was upset that they wanted him to lose, he burned one before he went out, and that he was high on cannabis during the match, which would explain the sluggishness that there seemed to be there. It would explain the miscues, what have you. And if that is the case, he needs to be taken to task for it. Now, here's the thing. I have a love-hate relationship with cannabis, all right? As a person that suffers from like a lot of knee pain, a lot of shoulder pain, I've used it in the past as a painkiller because it's a hell of a lot easier on your body than a lot of the drugs that they give you.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody has ever overdosed on friggin' THC, but if you take one too many Tylenol, that'll be your last headache.
You got that right.
Okay. So on that front, I'm for it. But if you're in a profession where other people's lives are in your hands, and what we hear it all the time, every wrestler that I've ever talked to in person, every time we see an interview, what's the number one rule of professional wrestling? Protect the person you're in the ring with. You protect your partner. You protect each other. That's number one. Okay. If you're going out freaking high, you're not doing that.
No, you're not.
And if that's the case, he needs to be taken to task for it. And just like Leg Kick said, he's had a problem with some substance abuse stuff in the past. Okay. This time it's supposedly it's not alcohol. Nia never said that. Yeah. This time it's supposedly not alcohol, but it doesn't matter. If it's impairing your judgment, if it's slowing your reaction time, if it's making you sluggish, it's making you unsafe, and you're not doing the number one thing that you're supposed to be doing, which is protecting the person you're in the ring with. And that's the issue that I have with that. Another report said that he was deliberately sandbagging the match because, again, he was not happy with the way he's been received in his singles run by so much of the fan base, and he was mad that they wanted him to lose to CM Punk, a guy that that said he came back to WWE to put other people over and to work with the younger generation. And apparently he was upset and decided, you know what, I'm just going to go out here and I'm going to phone it in, and I'm going to sandbag this guy. And if that's the case, that's not good either. And he needs to be taken to task for that. So those are the two most credible rumors that are going around. So far, nobody has come forward and confirmed it, but there were a couple of reputable people, I think, like Sean Ross Sapp, whatnot, who actually did talk about this and say that there was a rumor about it. And if they're talking about it, that means that there's a possibility that it's true. Again, could just be BS. Could have just been a bad night. Does happen. It just seems kind of odd in the timing. And then also the things that he said afterward. When he got on social media and he put out a 1-sentence tweet that said, I think it was like, okay, fine, you get what you want, or something like that. It was fine, you guys win. So that to me lends credibility to him being upset that they wanted him to lose, that they decided that he was going to lose, he was going to do the job to Punk, and that he was upset about it, and that he may have done one of those two things that they said happened. Regardless, it didn't look good. It didn't help his argument for being put into more singles title runs or anything like that. Massimo, I had a comment, but I forgot. I can't drive, eat road candy, and type all at once. Sorry, I'm just one man. Bro, just get home safe. Okay. God. What do you think about it, man? I mean, you watched that match. We both agreed it wasn't great.
No, it wasn't. He's had a lot better matches than that. That was just something was off with him. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But
and like I said, I don't want to put I don't want to put stuff out about someone if it isn't verified. But the fact, like I said, the stuff that he said afterward about it, and the fact that nobody in his family has come forward to defend him or anything like that, tells me that there might be a little bit of fire where this smoke is.
Probably.
I hope not. Like I said, I don't know why they don't just. Well, I do know why, because he doesn't want to. He wants to be a singles guy. He wants to be the guy, which is, understandable. That's the dream of every professional wrestler that goes to WWE. They want to prove that they're the guy. So far he just hasn't done that. So, I think, personally, if it was me, I would have put that belt on one of the younger guys. I would have put it on Braun Breaker. Like I said, you both agree. I think he's the future. I would have even potentially seen the possibility of putting it on Dom.
Yeah, I think the reason why you don't put it on Breaker is I think he would have gotten the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
And they don't want him being over with the fans. They want him being a heel.
Okay, but you go with the friggin' hot hand, man.
Understandable, but him and Bronson Reed beat down Seth Rollins. They want him to be a heel.
Mm-hmm. And I think he works better as a heel.
You don't want him getting a pop because the fans would have cheered and lost their mind that Braun Breaker is a world champion.
Okay, well then you do something along the akin to like when they were doing the NWO. NWO are getting cheered left and right. Their merchandise was selling through the freaking roof. You could still act like a heel. You know what I mean? Ric Flair was getting cheered for a decade, being the worst heel in the business. It's just it's something that happens. Okay. People like MJF. MJF was getting cheered when he was at his best, being the best heel in the business for a couple of years. I mean, my God. Oh, dude, if it was up to me, man, every freaking title in that company would be on somebody that it's not. Like the IC title would be on Ray Phoenix or Dragon Lee. The friggin' US title would be on one of them or on Chad Gable. The tag belts would be on the Lucha Brothers. If it was up to me, it would be like 90% of the titles would be on somebody else.
I don't know if they're ever going to put the Lucha Brothers together.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what, that is the stupid. My God. Like, they're literally one of the best tag teams in the business today. Why are you not using that? I know we know why, because WWE doesn't give a crap about tag team wrestling. That's just the way they are. Tag team wrestling is a side thing for them. It's a side hustle. But yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, idiots running AEW. Dude, right now, neither company is running on all cylinders, man. There's some really stupid decisions being made. Which yeah, let's segue into the next one of those stupid decisions. Did you watch? Oh no, what was it? You got something to say?
I think I could be wrong. I think maybe in the next 3 years,
Yep,
maybe a little bit longer, Triple H will be done.
You think so?
I do think so. I think after WrestleMania, is it 40? Whichever WrestleMania is in 43, I think, in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I think that might be the last WrestleMania Triple H is involved in.
Really? Who do you think's taking over for him? You think it's Punk? or Sean?
No, I think at some point I think TKO was gonna kick everybody out.
Oh, well, there's a rumor that TKO might be bought out by Saudi Arabia, which I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. That kick. I watch 80s NWA and territories, dude. I've been going back and I just watched probably one of my favorite 90s pay-per-views of all time. I just watched Halloween Havoc 97. Dude, that match between Ray and Eddie is so freaking good, man. Oh my God. It's so freaking good.
And I was reading that there's not going to be probably no surprises for Royal Rumble next year. There'll be no surprise. There'll be no surprise entrance because Royal Rumble next year is in Saudi Arabia. And you're not going to be able to sneak anybody aboard a plane halfway across the world.
Nope. I mean, dude, even if they didn't, you know, just 90% of people don't pay attention to crap it. So I don't know, man. I've yet to be. I'll be honest with you. I've yet to be wowed by any of the shows in Saudi Arabia. Okay, some of them have been decent. Some of them have been pretty good.
Some of them have been a turd.
Some of them have been
Undertaker versus Goldberg.
Shits.
Undertaker versus Goldberg.
Yeah, Undertaker versus Goldberg, where he almost killed him. Yeah,
yeah,
dude, and yeah, some of the matches and stuff. A lot of the stuff that's happened in Saudi Arabia has been very pedestrian. It's been very by the numbers. And I'm not going to lie, there have been some good matches that have happened on Saudi Arabia shows, but nothing in the Saudi Arabia shows has been like, holy crap, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Other than the crowd reaction, which, I mean, those people are so starved for anything. Like, it's just like in England, you know, if WWE ran WrestleMania at friggin' Wembley, it'd be huge because those people don't get that stuff.
And by the time WrestleMania hits in Saudi Arabia, I mean, the Saudis want Stone Cold, Triple H, not Triple H, Stone Cold, HBK, The Rock, all wrestling.
No.
The last time we saw him in the ring, he was gassed after like 10 minutes.
Dude, I don't want to see Shawn Michaels' body is Shawn Michaels and Triple H are both so busted up and with so many health problems and stuff. I don't want to see either one of those guys in the ring. Same reason I don't want to see Rick. I don't ever want to see Ric Flair in a wrestling ring in a match ever again. I don't want to see these guys die. Okay? And Ric Flair came about as close as you can get without actually dying. So, no. All right. I understand that they're like, whoa, we got to get them freaking Saudi bucks, man. But no, I don't want to see that crap. I don't want to see my freaking heroes die in the ring. But after that, yeah, anyway, so let's talk about the thing that's pissing me off the most this freaking week.
Here we go. Yeah.
Like I said, Okada Takeshita is legitimately the best thing going on in AEW. 110% the best thing going on in AEW. I will say this. The women's tag team tournament has been better than I thought it was going to be. But it's still the women's tag team. Nobody gives a shit. Okay? Outside of 8 people, nobody cares. I'm glad it's been fairly entertaining, but it's still like it's not going to go anywhere, and we know it's not going to go anywhere. So, but dude, Okada versus Takeshita has been brewing for years, and it's clear that Okada, like he is the best he's the biggest Japanese wrestler in the world today, hands down, bar none. He is the biggest. Japanese wrestler in the world today. Takeshita, though, is the future. 110%. He is the future. You take equal parts Okada and Tanahashi, mix them together, you get Takeshita. That dude is a legitimate friggin' he's phenomenal. And we have been wanting this match forever. And we're getting it. And the build to it has been good. Until Saturday.
Yeah.
When Tony Khan thought it would be a good idea to take the hottest act in his company and saddle it with the coldest in his company. And arguably the worst storyline in professional wrestling this year. Nobody cares about Caster and Bowens. It is ice cold. Nobody gives a shit. Like I said, just put them back together as a tag team. Try to salvage something out of it. Hope to God that you can get them back to at least people being somewhat interested. And nobody cares about this crap. And this whole freaking match was like 90% of this match was Caster and Bowens screwing with each other. And I'm literally watching this match going, I don't care about any of this. Show me Takeshita and Okada. That's all I care about. I don't care about Caster. I don't care about when the match is making me want to pull what's left of my friggin' hair out.
Yeah.
And it was just stupid. It's a stupid decision. It's instead of this crap, just have something happen where have Takeshita or Okada in a singles match or like a 6-man or something like that, and just focus on the two of them because that's who everybody cares about. And like I legitimately want to know who was running this friggin' match. This feels like what's that guy's name? RJ Street.
Yeah.
This feels like the kind of match that guy would push. People that nobody gives a crap about. That dude, like, the only reason that guy has a job is because he came up with the Tony Storm idea character, even though she's the one who pulls it off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Okada and Takeshita are too good for this garbage. Why are you hamstringing? This is the kind of thing that makes people tune out and tune away. Why are you putting this crap out there? Good God. Good. The Hulk Hogan Halloween house. Absolutely phenomenal. What? The Hulk Hogan Halloween house. Oh, you talking about Halloween Havoc 97? I don't think I remember that part.
I don't remember that either.
I don't either. And admittedly, I was kind of like flipping through this, getting to the matches of it and everything. So, but yeah, dude, and just like I can't. And I know that I'm probably pontificating about this match a little too much, and I'm probably like too focused on the fact that it was freaking stupid, and it's probably not that big of a deal. But I'm like, why is it they get something hot and they're taking the right steps and they're building it right, and then right before it happens, they do something where they shoot themselves in the foot and they take the luster off of it. Oh no, a guy made a Hulk Hogan Halloween house. He came out to Real American. It's all okay. Hang on a minute. I gotta look this up. Now I gotta look this up. Let's see here. Hulk Hogan Halloween house. Okay. House video. Okay. See YouTube. There are several YouTubers. Okay, hang on. Let me look this up now. I got to find this now. Now you've got me interested.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It just bothered the crap out of me, man. But Hulk Hogan Halloween House. I'm not seeing the video, which sucks. I have to find it later, I guess. But I'll have to check it out. But I mean, other than that, see what else happened this week that was ridiculous. Okay, so did you see the picture that Punk and Cody and Jade and Ricky Starks put up? And then everybody
with them all with their championship
belts, and then everybody said that was a dig at AEW, and then somebody, I don't know if it was, maybe it was Tony Khan or somebody made a picture of Swerve and Hangman and Will Ospreay, but I don't think that was real. I think that was just something that somebody threw together. I don't think that was legitimately anybody associated with the company thing. Because here's the thing: it was like Swerve and Ospreay are both injured. So if that picture was that's not a picture. That's just something that somebody cobbled together. And all these people are like, and here's the thing: people are talking about, oh, they fumbled this person, they fumbled that person. You can argue that they fumbled Punk, okay? You can argue that I will never say that Tony Khan isn't responsible for what happened with CM Punk. At the end of the day, he's the boss, and he should have stepped up and been the boss and dealt with the crap, and he didn't. But Jade Cargill was one of the biggest stars in AEW. It could be. I'll argue this. I don't think WWE would have given a crap about her or been interested in her at all if she didn't go to AEW.
Yeah.
And have that friggin' that crazy long friggin' TBS title run. That put her on the map. That put her in their friggin' sights. So they didn't fumble Jade Cargill. We said from the time she started there, I was like, dude, she's gonna go to WWE eventually. She's tailor-made for it. We all knew she was eventually going to go there. And when her contract was up, that's what she did. She went there. They didn't fumble her. She just left. Cody was a weird situation because, I mean, when Cody was there, Cody was one of the most powerful people in the company.
Well, didn't she have a tryout with WWE and told them to kick rocks?
Yeah, because they were going to give her a developmental contract and it was going to be crap. And she was like, well, screw that. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then she went to AEW, and AEW made her a star. Granted, she's a one-dimensional star, but she was a star. And she has the look. She's exactly what WWE, especially WWE under Vince McMahon, was looking for. And that's why she's there. Ricky Starks was a multiple time champion in AEW. They liked Ricky Starks. What happened with Ricky Starks was he was a Cody Rhodes guy. When Cody left and he went to WrestleMania, he made his decision right there. I'm leaving. I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to WWE.
Yeah.
Okay. AEW could have made him their world champion, and he still would have left. So it's not that they fumbled Ricky Starks. It's that Ricky Starks made a conscious decision. I'm leaving. And for the next year, he barely did anything. Because he made it clear that he was going to leave. Jade has a look and very little else. Dude, Jade was actually, I'll die on this hill. Jade was working when she was in AEW. She had a different mindset. She wanted to get better in the ring, and she did. She did get better in the ring. She wasn't great, and I don't think she's ever going to be great, especially not now. But she did get better.
She did.
Because she was working with people like Bryan Danielson. He took a particular interest in her to help her develop. When she left and she went to WWE, I guarantee you the first thing WWE says is, forget all that crap. You don't need to do that crap. Just do what we tell you. And like Triple H, and Triple H even said it this week, they don't look at building great matches. They build stories. As long as she fits that mold, as long as she looks good, and as long as she can pull off 2 or 3 moves, that's all they need. They want from her. But they try to turn her into something other than a Goldbergian type character that destroys everybody, and it didn't work. So what did they do? They reverted right back to it. And that's how she works. And that's the best thing to do with her. Because that's what she's capable of. And I guarantee you it's going to work a hell of a lot better than what they were trying to do with her before. But this idea that they fumbled all these people, they didn't fumble them. It's just that, the situation with Cody was different. What happened with Cody is he felt like he was being disrespected by the fan base and by a couple. And then there was an incident behind the scenes with Brandy. And that's why Cody decided to leave. Cody was like I said, he was one of the most powerful people in the company. The only reason Cody wasn't in the title scene in AEW is because he took himself out of it. He literally took himself out of it, which was probably a stupid decision.
Yep.
Exactly. They want moments for clips and clicks, not matches that'll last. And here's the thing. That's fine. WWE has always been about glamour and moments. Now, we've gotten amazing matches from them in the past because the people that were working were some of the best wrestlers in the business. Okay. But really today, WWE has a formula and they stick to that formula. And I think that's also one of the reasons why right now the product is not as dynamic as it has been in a few years past, because they're not trying to do that. So, and a lot of the talent they're telling them they don't have to do that. So they've got some of the best wrestlers in the world in WWE. They just don't make them work to the level of their potential. Some of them will do it no matter what, but most of them won't. If they don't have to, why would they?
Right.
If you're being told don't, why would you? So it's 2 different philosophies from 2 different companies. But as far as that photo is concerned, was it a dig? Okay, maybe. Was Punk's promo on Raw this week, was it a dig at AEW? Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Which is kind of funny because it's like, dude, everyone's always like, move on. And like, dude, tell him to move on. Punk is the one part of that equation that I will say was 110% a fumble by Tony Khan. Punk is the only part of that equation that I will say is 100% on Tony Khan. The rest of it just happens, and people leave companies. People go back and forth. More than likely, Phil is very petty. Oh, he is 100%. He's very high strung.
Right.
Dude, the guy held a grudge from who is it that he held a grudge with from Ring of Honor for to this day he still has a grudge against him. So, it happens.
You had Andrade from WWE to AEW, back to the E, back to the W.
Yep.
It
happens. People, especially today, especially when there are options, people are going to move back and forth. Cody actually came out and said that his next contract's probably the last one he's going to do. So what's going to happen to him after that? Is he going to transition to something behind the scenes in WWE? Or is it possible that he might go back to AEW and try to become part of the back office there again? Because I guarantee you, if he decided to go back to AEW, Tony Khan would take it back in a heartbeat, especially after everything that's happened. So
why wouldn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just there's a lot of weirdness going on right now. I was looking forward to Andrade and CMLL. Dude, I think what's going to happen is he's going to lawyer up and he's going to fight this thing, and we'll see him back in the ring before it won't be a year. We'll see him back in the ring before then. But yeah. All right. I think that's about it for me, man. You got anything you want to add or anything you want to talk about, or?
I think we're good. I think I'm
Cool.
good. It's, sorry I've been gone for so long, but
Yep.
again, outside stuff.
Yeah,
family and things unfortunately take precedence over the wrestling council, and I can't say we won't have other things that's going to crop up between now and the end of the year that might forestall an appearance here or there, but we'll do the best we can to be here on a weekly basis.
Yep.
And give you what you want.
Yep. And we got to start building up towards the pay-per-views and talk about what our picks are going to be.
Yeah.
There's not very many matches set up for them yet. So next couple of weeks we'll be doing that. But all right, guys, appreciate everybody that came here. Maldacito, Colin Irwin, good to see you, brother.
Big Daddy.
Leg kick. Big Daddy. Guys, I put the link to Big Daddy's channel over there. Guys, go over there, check him out. He made a debut over there just a few minutes ago. I'm probably gonna go over there, check that out. The original Learning Tree, baby. He's an OG original. Appreciate you guys. And forgive you, Hollywood Bob. This is all your fault. Yeah, it's always my fault. Everybody blames me for everything anyway. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves. God bless. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.